Hello and welcome to Serial at Midnight. My name is Heath, and in this episode, we are talking about Dawson's Creek, the complete series on Blu-ray from Mill Creek Entertainment. So this is a 20 Blu-ray set with every season, every episode, plus bonus features. And the masters, when we talk about Mill Creek, we have to remember Mill Creek licenses the transfers. They license everything from the parent company. So these HD masters come from Sony. And that means the music issues that are inherent in this show, it's all on Sony. Mill Creek just licenses and puts it on a disc, right? So any decision made behind this show, like, well, this song's still here, this song is not, that comes down to Sony. I am happy to report that the original theme song, I Don't Want to Wait, the Paula Cole song that we all love, it is intact. I've checked. Now, I haven't checked. There's over 120 episodes here, guys. I have not checked every single one of them. And furthermore, I don't know. I have not watched every episode of Dawson's Creek like 100 times. Some people have photographic memories, and they're like, that's different. That scene's different. The framing on that scene is, that's not me. I like Dawson's Creek. Like I said, I have the DVDs. And I know that there are some tracks that I was looking to see if they were still there. But I was really happy. I pop in season 1. First of all, when I pop in the first disc, I was like, this is beautiful. Like, it's super cinematic on Blu-ray especially, because the DVDs, as it was originally aired, it was the 4:3 aspect ratio, square televisions, right? Not what we have now. Obviously, a square television, 4:3 aspect ratio. There's two ways you can get a widescreen image. The Blu-rays are widescreen for our modern TVs. You can zoom it and crop the tops, zoom and crop, or you can just open up the mats on the side. That's what they've done. They've opened it up so it has more information on the sides. And you never know that's not how it was shot. Like, it seems like it was really planned that way. It looks really, really, really cinematic. And the visual upgrade is huge. Night and day. So I popped in the Blu-rays first, right? And then I popped in the DVDs. And I was like, whoa, oh! The DVDs look like hot garbage compared to the Blu-ray. Not that the Blu-rays are perfect. Again, very grainy image, shot on 35mm, but I'm going to tell you guys, so I'm watching The Sopranos on Blu-ray too. I'm doing a rewatch of The Sopranos on Blu-ray. They look very similar. Not going to say that, they've put a lot of episodes on some of these discs. Most of the discs have 6 episodes. Some of them have as many as 8. That's too much. But I got to be honest with you guys, looking at the video quality of a disc with 5 or 6 episodes and the disc with 8 episodes, I can't actually see a difference. It's not super sharp, but that's, who knows? I really don't know. I think about these shows in the 90s. Like, the idea that this show exists on Blu-ray, it's kind of stunning. I mean, it really kind of stunning, because we shouldn't have this. And I know there's going to be people out there who like 4K or nothing, please. Well, that's ridiculous. The fact that this exists on Blu-ray, it really is. This is a stunning kind of a thing, because these shows were not made for HD. I was actually talking to somebody the other day who works in the industry. He's like, HD doesn't do some of these shows any favors, but it does do Dawson's Creek a lot of favors because it's so beautifully shot. And Kevin Williamson, man, the show was created by Kevin Williamson, the screenwriter of Scream, right? And I Know What You Did Last Summer. And his love of movies runs through this entire series. It is like a love letter to movies while being a coming of age story and all of this, so much of this stuff. I have not, as I say, I have not checked every single episode because that would take weeks, really. But there was a lot of music intact. I'll say that. There's a lot of music that played in the original episodes, and it's still here. I've watched the first 2 episodes all the way through, and I have a website up with all the songs that played and where they played, and they're all there. But then there's, I know there's season 5, episode 22. There's a Who song. This is Baba O'Reilly. Is she like Michelle Williams' character turns on Baba O'Reilly and dances? That's not there anymore. It's been replaced by another song. So the Who, probably a holdout. They're like, we want $6 million or whatever. But so what the takeaway is, what I can interpret from this is, like, when they could clear the music from the original episodes, they did. When it was too cost prohibitive or they couldn't, they replaced it. But the good news is, like, a lot of it's still here. I mean, that's only the first 2 episodes. There's like a dozen songs. And I was like, oh, all right, it's like Savage Garden. The pilot ends with the Pretenders, right? It's here. It's intact. And again, Paula Cole on every single episode. So I'm really excited about this because it's like we dare to hope, right? Well, I dare to hope it's going to have the stuff that I remember about it. Let me show you the discs really quick. So here they're in 2 cases, like kind of like a clamshell sort of a case. I love that this is here, because you just know that the person responsible for this artwork, this packaging, was like, let's throw this in, because it's super memeable, right? Here's how everything has its own tray and, hub. 20 discs, like I said. You see here though, so disc 1 is 1, 2, 3. It's got 6 episodes here. Some of them have 5. Some of them have 8. And I'm like, that's too many. What I wouldn't have given, the DVD set is 24 discs, and one of those is a bonus disc with just special features on it. I would have loved to have seen this be 24 discs. But again, that being said, it's a huge step up from the DVDs. So that's the first case, and here's the second case with the back half of the series. They've split evenly into 2. Here's a good example of what I'm talking. So here's disc 13 is the last disc of season 4, and it's got 5 episodes, and then the next disc has 8 episodes. I'm like, that's too much. I really get nervous anytime I see more than 6. You can do 7, but 8 is right out. But and there's things here. There's bonus features here too. So commentary with Kevin Williamson and the executive producer. Creek Days, a conversation with Kevin Williamson. So there's bonus features on these discs too. Entertainment Weekly's 20th anniversary reunion. That's everything that's included here. There's a lot of good stuff here. So if you are a Dawson's Creek fan and you were nervous about whether you should pick this up or not, I think you're going to be really impressed with the video quality. There are going to be people who are going to say that it is too noisy. They're going to say, it's got scanner noise. I don't think it's scanner noise. I look at the DVDs, super noisy on the DVDs too, but because of the lower bit rate, it just kind of ends up looking digitized, almost pixelated on the DVDs. The Blu-rays have a lot more room to breathe. Everything is widened and opened up. And you see you're like, that's grain. That's film grain. It's not just noise. It's grain from the film stock. And it does I will say it gets a little bit cleaner as the series progresses. So maybe they had access to better elements, better laboratories, better film stock. I don't know. But I think that for any Dawson's Creek fan, it's a safe bet. It's a good upgrade. I wish that all of the original music was intact, but that's just not realistic. And anybody that's going to boycott this series because it's missing original music, I really feel like they're missing out, because, it reminds me of the situation with Happy Days, because Happy Days got I think it got 6 seasons released on DVD, but they had to do music replacements because, Happy Days was so written around like 50s and, or that first generation of rock and roll. And those songs are expensive. And they couldn't, the studio was like, well, we're not going to pay, we can't afford this. We won't make any money back. We're going to be spending more than we're making money back. And people were like, well, I'm not buying it without the original music. And they're like, well, we can't put it out with the original music. We can replace it, but they're like, well, we won't buy it. So it's this chicken or the egg thing. It's a circular thing. Like, if you won't buy it because it has the original music, but it can't have the original music because they got to make the money back. It's too much of an investment. So this is probably the best we're going to get. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is probably the last stop for Dawson's Creek on home media. And if you've been following this show just over the years, the theme song was gone, and then a lot of the music had been replaced. And so where this is at now, I think this is as good as Sony is going to be able to do to get this show back to how it was originally presented on TV, before anybody even thought that, this show can be a huge earner in the HD era. That just wasn't made for that. So I am really happy with this. And I'm going to tell you guys, I popped in those first 2 episodes. I was not going to watch the whole series. I was just going to spot check stuff. I got really sucked in because I haven't watched it in a while, and I don't remember all the details. I was like, this is a really great show. So just it's like the popcorn meme. So I'm really happy with it. I think a lot of you guys with reasonable expectations are also going to be really happy with it. Transfers. Here's the highlights. Transfers from Sony. A lot of the original music, but not all of it. Theme song, restored. Video quality, huge upgrade. So if that sounds good to you, I'm going to put a link in the description of this video where you can order this. You will be supporting Cereal at Midnight. Guys, thank you so much. Take care. Hey, what's your favorite episode of Dawson's Creek? Maybe no spoilers in case somebody's discovering this for the first time, but you got a favorite episode? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Thanks so much. Take care. Till next time, I will catch you later.